Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you've been waiting for Mercedes to shake things up in the luxury SUV game, well, your patience is about to pay off big time. Today we're diving deep into the 2026 Mercedes-Benz GLC, and let me tell you, there's a lot to be excited about here. So let's just get right into it. Now, the GLC has always been one of those SUVs that just makes sense, right? It's not too big, not too small, looks fantastic in your driveway, and it's got that Mercedes badge that just screams I've made it. But for 2026, Mercedes isn't just resting on their reputation. They're pushing this thing forward in some really meaningful ways, and I think you're going to love what they've done. First off, let's talk about how this thing looks, because honestly, that's what grabs you first. Mercedes has refined the exterior design in a way that feels fresh but still unmistakably GLC. You've got this new front fascia with a more aggressive grille, and those headlights? They're sharper, more angular, and they've got this new LED signature that honestly looks incredible at night. It's like Mercedes took what was already a good-looking SUV and just polished every single detail. The side profile stays pretty sleek and aerodynamic, but you'll notice some subtle changes in the body lines that give it a more muscular stance. And around back, they've updated the taillights with this really cool horizontal light bar element that ties the whole rear end together. It looks more premium, more modern, and honestly, it photographs beautifully. Your Instagram is going to thank you. But here's where things get really interesting, and this is the part I've been most excited to talk about. The powertrain situation for 2026 is a big deal. Mercedes is going all in on hybrid technology with this generation, and I mean really committing to it. You're getting mild hybrid options across the range, which means better fuel efficiency, smoother acceleration, and that. But the star of the show is the plug-in hybrid variant. We're talking about a system that pairs a turbocharged 4-cylinder engine with a seriously capable electric motor. The combined output is expected to be somewhere around 380 horsepower, which is more than enough to make this thing genuinely quick. But here's what I love even more than the power numbers. The electric-only range is rumored to be pushing close to 60 miles on a full charge. Think about that for a second. That means your daily commute, your grocery runs, picking up the kids from school, all of that could potentially be done without burning a single drop of fuel. And when you do need the gas engine, it kicks in seamlessly. You barely notice the transition. Now I know some of you are thinking, okay, but what about people who actually want to take this thing off the beaten path? And this is another area where Mercedes has really stepped up their game. The 4MATIC all-wheel drive system has been updated with more sophisticated torque distribution. What that means in plain English is this thing can send power wherever it's needed, whenever it's needed, almost instantly. They've also improved the ground clearance slightly and added some new off-road driving modes that actually work. I'm talking about settings for sand, mud, rocks, and even a specific mode for steep inclines. Now look, I'm not saying you're going to be competing with a Land Rover Defender or anything like that, but for the kind of off-roading that most people actually do, like getting to a campsite, handling a snowy mountain road, or navigating a rough construction zone, this GLC is more than capable. Mercedes has really broadened the usability of this SUV without compromising what makes it great on the highway. Alright, let's step inside because this is where you're going to be spending most of your time, and Mercedes absolutely knocked it out of the park with the interior. If you've been in any recent Mercedes, you know they've been. But what I really appreciate is that Mercedes didn't forget about the physical controls. You've still got actual buttons and switches for the things you use most often, like climate control and volume. Because let's be real, nobody wants to swipe through 3 menus just to turn up the heat when it's freezing outside. They found that balance between high-tech and practical, and I think a lot of buyers are going to appreciate that. The materials throughout the cabin are exactly what you'd expect from Mercedes at this level. We're talking soft-touch surfaces everywhere, real metal accents, available open-pore wood trim, and this beautiful ambient lighting system that can display millions of colors. It sounds excessive, but trust me, on a nighttime drive, it creates this atmosphere that just makes you want to keep driving. And comfort? Oh man, the seats in this thing are fantastic. Mercedes has updated the cushioning and the support, especially in the lumbar region, and the available ventilation and massage functions are chef's kiss. You can genuinely drive this thing for hours and step out feeling refreshed. That's not an exaggeration. In the back seat, space is competitive with everything else in the class. Adults can sit comfortably, there's decent headroom even with the panoramic sunroof,